again and welcome back to another session of Commerce class with me, Suman Rathore. Friends, banks occupy an important position in modern business world. In fact, no country can make progress without a sound and well-organized banking system. Now, banking is a kind of economic activity or service of accepting and safeguarding money owned by others and lending it to others on certain conditions to conduct economic activities. It is basically an institution for keeping, lending, transferring and exchanging money. They help to speed up the process of economic development by facilitating industrial and agricultural development. And for this purpose, there are various kinds of banks in a country, as you can see in this chart. Actually, banks can be classified into two broad categories. First is specialized bank, which includes central bank, industrial bank, merchant bank, agricultural bank and export-import bank. And second is regular banks, which includes commercial banks, cooperative banks and savings banks. Now to understand the various types, let's discuss them one by one. First is central bank. Central bank is the apex institution which supervises and controls the entire banking system of the country. Every country has a central bank. The Reserve Bank of India is the Central Bank of India. A central bank does not deal directly with the public and its aim is not to earn profits. In fact, it provides guidelines to other banks with respect to deposits, granting of loans, bank rates, etc. This bank also performs the services for government such as issuing paper money, buying and selling government bonds, etc. Next is industrial banks. Industrial banks provide long-term and medium-term finance to industries. They assist in the promotion of new industrial units and in the modernization, expansion and rehabilitation of existing units. They not only provide finance but give technical and managerial advice as well. Some industrial banks provide indirect help to industries by giving guarantee on the loans given by some other commercial banks. They are also known as development banks. Next is merchant banks. Merchant banks are specialized banks which provide services like issue management, consultancy, portfolio management and underwritings. These are different from commercial banks in the sense that they do not accept deposit or provide loans to general public. They are specialized banks which provide financial services to business firms. Several development banks and commercial banks also provide merchant banking facilities to the industry for their development. Next is agricultural bank. The farming community used to depend on indigenous moneylenders for their financial needs in the past. The majority of farmers had to face exploitation and humiliation in financial matters. This led to the opening of agricultural bank. These banks give loans to the farmers for various agricultural activities, like for buying tools and equipments, or for buying tractors and cattle, or for tube wells, etc. The loans are granted against the mortgage of agricultural land and other types of property. They are also known as land mortgage bank. Next is export-import bank. These banks provide financing for foreign trade. They deal in foreign exchange and assist importers and exporters. They can be full agencies of the government or semi-private institutions. In India, Export-Import Bank of India was established in 1982 for financing, facilitating and promoting foreign trade. Next is commercial banks. Commercial banks are regulated by Banking Regulation Act 1949 and mainly deals in accepting deposits and giving loans. Besides the basic functions, commercial banks provide numerous services to businesses. like discounting bills of exchange, remittance of funds, issue of letter of credit, collection of payment of checks, etc. Actually, commercial banks are regular banks that accept deposit from public and provide short-term loans and advances to customers. Some examples of commercial banks are like State Bank of India or ICICI Bank or Punjab National Bank, etc. Next is cooperative banks. Cooperative banks are formed and set up on the principles of cooperation. They are registered under the Cooperative Societies Act. They provide credit and other facilities to their members. They accept deposits from the members and grant loans to them at low rates of interest. They are mainly found in rural areas to help farmers, artisans, or small businessmen. Next is savings banks. Savings banks are formed with the main aim of encouraging savings and thrift among the people. They seek to mobilize the small savings of the community and invest them in such a way that the capital remains safe and earns a fair return. Anyone can deposit money in savings banks and can withdraw the same after a fixed period or at a short notice. In India, Postal Savings Bank is the most popular type of savings bank. In this, both the principal amount and the interest are guaranteed by the Government of India. As such, all the different kinds of banks are basically reservoirs of funds that channelize funds for diversified development of the country. That's all for today. Thanks for staying in tune and don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Thank you and goodbye for now.